Yeah. So, okay. So that leads me to another question, because that's something that I see too, because it's just like, I think I saw a post where you said, like, I'm not the person that's going to tell you to leave, and I'm not the person that's going to tell you to stay either.
Yep. I'm not
And
that person.
yeah, so like, kind of like, why? And then we could talk about it, because I got some ideas of why, but tell me why.
So my goal is I'm always gonna stand on what works for one does not work for another person. And I don't even try to touch this part on my platform, but since it's popular, let me bring it to cheating. We all say, I ain't going for that. But the minute you get cheated on, I've seen a lot of people, instead of leaving, they try to work it out. They go to messing with whoever the side chick was. They go to messing, throwing subliminals or researching and looking up FBI, being an FBI agent, trying to see what was it about this woman that made my man want her, and even the man, what was it about this dude that made my chick want to go after him. Like, we do that. So my thing is, so you're lying to yourself. You said you ain't tolerating cheating, but yeah, you are, because you're looking for a reason to stay and compete to win your person back. So my thing is, I can't tell you what your tolerance level is. Only you know it. So I'm here to get down to the root of what it is. I'm here for you to discover yourself so that only you will know if it's time to leave or if you're able to handle the process you're going to go through in order to stay.
Mm-hmm. Hmm. Okay, so that has my brain going, because I'm thinking about dynamics now, because again, like I said, when I had that experience where it was just like, I told y'all, I walked away with that mindset like, oh, these were my experiences, so I'm not going to deal with this. I'm not going to deal
Yep.
with that. I'm not doing this. I'm not doing that. These are my lines in the sand. And again, all of those mindsets came from a place where I wasn't doing my own self-reflection, right? And going through that taught me that you have to. And in order to make a relationship work, you have to have a certain level of self-reflection, because, when you think about how people say, oh, if I get cheated on, I ain't gonna stay. I ain't gonna do that. You know what I'm
Yep.
saying? And it's just like, you're not even thinking about all of these different factors that go into a situation or everything like that. Like, when some people love each other, it ain't even that easy to walk away. Like, sometimes you looking at factors like, okay, what were we going through? What was I doing? Like, were we communicating? What's happening here?
But I'm glad you said that, because, and this is probably going to make some people mad. It's the same way, you know how we say, and I've made a post about this before. You know how we be like, why cheat? Just leave. I made a post and I said, well, why get cheated on? Just leave. And they like, well, I said, no, no, no. If you can find an excuse to get cheated on and stay, then they can find an excuse to cheat and still stay. Like, it's no, you can't say, well, if you're unhappy, just leave. And then not look in the mirror and you take that same advice. You know what I'm saying? So I don't, that's why another reason why I try not to touch cheating, because it's so many variables in that, and people are not trying to hear it. To them, it's black and white. And I'm just going to say it's not black and white. There's a lot of gray areas. So again, to the people who believe, why cheat, just leave, I pose the question to you, then why get cheated on? Just leave. But we'll get cheated on and we stay and we complain and we fuss and we make posts and we make statuses and we tell our family, tell our friends. You going through all this emotional baggage. You going through phone. Now you putting trackers on it. Like, this stuff, when all you got to do is just leave then, right? So it's like, so that's why I don't tell people to leave or to stay. I put the perspective in their face. It's on the plate. You eat what you want to eat. I'm not gonna tell you what to eat, because only you're willing to go through what it takes to stay with somebody who's cheated on you. Or if you like, what, that's a battle. I can't do it. I'm ready to bounce. And either way, there's no judgment for me. You the one got to do the work. Got to do the work. You got to do it.
Yeah. Like, I think that's what takes me to the place of where I establish this rule when I'm looking into relationships. Are we working towards the same goal? Because I think this is going beyond cheating, just beyond the scope of trying to work with another person in general, you know, is just, are we working together? Because just point blank period, I'm flawed and so are you. But before we got into this relationship, I had to decide if I could handle your flaws and if I can work with them, and are we working together to meet a common goal? And you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm gonna make mistakes. Are you gonna give up on me when I make mistakes? Or are we gonna work together? Am I gonna give up on you when you make mistakes? Or are we gonna sit down and have a hard conversation of why did this happen? And are like, how are we gonna operate moving forward? You know what I'm saying? And I think that's why a lot of people, sometimes when people have those relationships that work, they ain't putting it all out there like that. Because really they go home and they have a conversation and they putting, it's them two people trying to figure it out, not them, the other person all in the whole world trying to figure it out.
And for me, I feel like I see is people are not having the necessary conversations before they get in the relationship. Kind of what you said earlier, you know, it's like, well, once I get this relationship, everything works out. It completes me, things fall in place. That's just what it is. So I'm good. Just get the relationship. And that's not true. You know, you need to know what's this person goal, because a person could be just getting in a relationship because they think they have free pass whenever they want to sex. You ain't know what goal they got. You know, if they ever want to be a wife or if they ever want to be a husband. You ain't know if they ever want to have more kids. Like, you don't know nothing about them for real. That's supposed to be shooting toward a goal to make y'all see stable. You just looking like, oh, we got a title. My friend, it's my girlfriend. Oh, we can get married. We want to show other people. I feel like, oh, look, he proposed in 6 months. All that, like, y'all don't need to be worried about the timing as much as y'all need to be worried about the traumas and the thought process.
Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. It's like, are you with the person? Like, again, like, and again, like, I feel like sometimes, because something I see all the time is people saying that, oh, this generation is lost when it comes to relationships. But I think that the only reason why we really struggle, or one of the only reasons why we struggle so much in relationships, is because we don't want to take the time to really find ourselves first before trying to get in them.
Mm-hmm.
You know?
Yep.
That's what's missing. That's what's missing.
Like I said earlier, that what you said, and also relationship hopscotch. Like, we go from person to person to person to person. You building on hurt on top of hurt on top of hurt. And what they say, hurt people hurt people. Yep. So it's like, then you done getting hurt with this one. Now you going to the next one. And either they hurting you or you hurting them. Like, it's just a cycle that's not broken